All right, in this episode, we break down a 10-year-old's pitching mechanics.
And we give you the secret sauce to throwing 100 when you're below 6 feet tall.
All right, Brent Porcio, Bob Wheatley here at the @TopVelocity hashtag Pitch Tips Show, where you go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, @TopVelocity, hashtag Pitch Tips, ask your question, answer it on the show. I gotta remember to make sure the little icon is your icon. It'll probably say Iron Bar.
I'll be Stephen Godani for a show.
No, it'll say Iron Bar, right?
Yes.
How's Iron Bar going?
Good.
All right, check out IamBar.com.
Well, I have my own Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not
my
on
Twitter
there?
handle.
But Bob Wheatley, you don't put like Iron Bar on there?
No,
It's just a Bob Wheatley. All right. Bob Wheatley, going to play with the Cardinals this year. Where do so you get spring training and then they put you where they want you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so at least
One
be in
step
spring
at a
training.
time.
Yeah, one step at a time. So good luck. Excited to have him out there. I'm coming to Houston. Go to TopVelocity.net/Houston. Be there February 20th through 21st for a 3X seminar at the Zone Premier Baseball and Legends. I'll be at Long Beach on the 26th of March for a 3X Velocity Clinic. You can go to TopVelocity.net under Velocity Camp, sign up for that. Use the coupon code 3XLB to get your $500 off because it's a one-day clinic, just like a camp though, but in one day. We got 3X Velocity Camps coming up, so start booking them now for the summer because a lot of stuff's gonna happen and a lot of people are gonna be signing up, so do that ASAP. And I got a new episode of the Baseball Science Series, probably already out. You got to check that out. And let's get started with the show. What's our question for today? Corey Sullivan asks, any good for a 10-year-old? Looks pretty clean, but I'm sure there's more in the tank. Any thoughts? All right, Corey, I know this is your son. He's 10. And I'm going to give you a little analysis. Bobby, you a little analysis. You know, I think it looks great. Like, I see his movements, and I think, okay, 10 years from now, he's going to be pretty legit. As long as, you know, he gets on the 3X program and develops the bigger, stronger, faster, right? You know, get more explosive with those movements. Great front leg, great hip shoulder separation, great arm path from front foot strike out. I think he's too excessive with horizontal abduction, adduction. No, horizontal abduction and shoulder abduction. So basically he's going way up above the shoulder and back. Now, that's really going to load the arm well. You know, reducing that will actually probably slow him down, but I just think at his age might be a little excessive on the torques that he's handling. So I would tell you to get better at the back leg drives. Get the King of the Hill. My program with the King of the Hill, if you don't want to get into all the training, which I'd highly recommend you do that. I mean, just get into the whole thing. But with the King of the Hill program, work all the 3X drives with the plate, or get the beginner's guide and work all the 3X drives with the plate. He needs to get better with that back leg drive because as he loads better and he drives more force out of there, he'll get down the mound quicker, and he won't have so much time to get up here and yank the arm back, and he'll get more energy from the lower half, which will reduce the torques in the arm. If you've watched the episode 3 of the baseball series, you would learn about how that works. Check that out. Go ahead, Bob. What do you want to add in there?
Yeah, just going off of that, Corey, I thought it looked great. We could get all technical and stuff. In the end, you're 10 years old. You know, you have a lot of playing time still ahead of you. Your body's going to change, things like that. So getting technical at this age is probably not going to suit you all that well. So I'll give you more of a general approach, some more, you know, basic overall advice. Like I said, I thought it looked great. If I could go back to myself when I was 10 years old and look like that, I'd be thrilled. So all I would tell you is just continue down the path you're on, and just know that velocity, pitching in good health, it all starts from the ground up. So be sure, I know you're probably not even on the gun yet, but once you start getting on the gun and playing for scouts and stuff in high school, just know that a lot of people will tell you, you know, once you start getting that pressure, you want to see the velo, all that stuff, they're going to tell you that it comes from the arm. They're going to have you long tossing. They're going to have you doing all these different arm things. but you do so much stuff well already. So I want to make sure that you know now and remember in the future that that velocity and also pitching in good health starts from the ground up. So as Brent said, focus on that back leg drive. Focus on your legs all the time. I know you're 10, you probably have a rubber arm, you probably don't even know what soreness is at this point, and that's a good thing. But in a perfect world, once you're done pitching, once you hit puberty and stuff, and once you start getting sore, a perfect outing would be your legs are sore at the end of the day because you've been working so hard with your entire body and not just your arm.
Great point. Yeah, I mean, that's our approach. So, and it's been very successful for Bob. I mean, Bob's speaking from experience of coming here from USC after having a really great college career and getting drafted by the Blue Jays, coming here and really focusing on performance. How much performance or ball speed did you work on, before you got here? I mean, how much did you focus on increasing velocity?
Well, I focused on it from the first day that I was on a radar gun until I showed up here, because it is very important. Yeah. But it was all like to no avail. Nothing worked. I was the low to mid 80s guy. I was the crafty lefty, and I hated it. So then I came here and finally learned, well, wait, I've been long tossing my whole life. That didn't work. I've done weighted balls and towel drills. That didn't work. And that's all from the ball down, thinking arm up, and none of that works. So then I show up here, total body approach. I changed my lifting, I changed my stretching mobility, I changed my mechanics. I was using the body the way that it's supposed to be used, and I was throwing 5 miles an hour harder the next year in pro ball, and I've never felt healthier. I felt great the entire season because, like I said, by the end of the year, and I told this to Brent, my arm felt great. No soreness, nothing. My legs were tired because I was using my body instead of using my arm. And I'd much rather have that side of the coin than the other. A bunch of guys on my team, I'm hanging. I never felt that at all because I was using the entire body.
Yeah, so Bob's a great advocate for that, and that's why he believes in it, because he's seen tremendous success in it. He's seen success in ball speed, he's seen success in arm health, and he's reaching out to someone your age saying, hey, take this approach, it just will be a better road for you going through your career.
It all starts in the legs. Just remember that. It's all in the legs.
Cool. All right, next question. Mitchell Kinda asks, hey Brent, what do you think it takes to power to weight ratio wise and efficiently moving using that power into the pitching delivery to reach 100 plus and say a below 6 foot player? I'll say mine first. So, I'm going to power to weight, I'm going to say 2 times body weight. I've heard someone say a little less, but I'm just going to be safe. So if you did hit something less and didn't work, I would say 2 times body weight. Because this is 100 plus, guys. He didn't just say 100, he said 100 plus. I'm going.
Once it's triple digits, what's the difference? 100,
right, okay.
100, I mean.
I'm going 2 times body weight. Efficiencies, of course. You're going to have to get everything under your body. All your vectors are going to have to be linear. Back leg vector and linear. Front leg vector linear. Maximum hip to shoulder separation. Maximum forward trunk tilts into another linear plane. And maximum horizontal abduction. I mean, everything's going to be maxed out because you're below 6 feet. But power to weight, 2 times body weight. What do you throw yours in?
Well, once we heard your question, we were
Y'all can jump in.
throwing around in the weight room.
Y'all just stand
who
in line.
actually fits that profile? Like guys throughout.
Seriously.
Craig Kimbrell, Fernando Rodney, and like you look at these guys and there's built like a house, They're below 6 feet tall. I'm guessing they're probably both like 220. I mean, they look like.
And what do you look at those guys?
Fullbacks. They're just
like fullbacks,
beastly humans.
Right.
So, I mean, do I know their power to weight? No. I mean, all we can do is guess. But just take a look at those guys, and they're beastly humans that move insanely fast on the mound, and they are really efficient in their mechanics.
I'm not even saying those guys. That doesn't mean those guys are 2 times body weight. But I'm just saying, to be safe, those guys more than likely eccentrically load like insane. The volume of force that comes out of their eccentric movements are probably insane. Also, too, is their movements, their timing of movements, all those things are going to be insane. So the point is, if you just want the power to like knock the door down, 2 times body weight. Kevin, you want to jump in?
Speaking of 2 times power to weight ratio.
Definitely, if you're 220 plus, I think you could get away with maybe a 1.75, but you'd have to be really good mechanically. And then if you're going to be like a 200 guy, you're going to have to go 2 times body weight, which is insanity. You know, so what is that? 200 pounds, 2 times 400 power clean. Good luck.
Yeah. All right, Steven, whoever wants.
Seriously.
Hey, I'm going to throw everyone in on this so you can hear a bunch of different opinions.
Well, I mean, it's just physics. It's a lot easier for Randy Johnson to throw 100 than Fernando Rodney or Craig Kimbrell because they have better leverage, they have longer levers. So Randy Johnson is 6'11", he can be all whippy and stuff because his arm, you know, is super long. He's reaching out, and it's easier for him to do it. Does he have a 2-to-1 power to weight? Probably not, but it doesn't matter. You're at a disadvantage being below 6 feet, but it is possible. We've laid out guys that have done it, but you have to be freakish to do it.
It's how levers work. It's like if you ever take a socket wrench, you know, the one where the socket, there's actually like the flexion in the arm, right? So you crank the socket like this. No, if it's going in to screw this way, how does it work?
We're not mechanics.
Yeah, I know. Whatever.
You tell me.
You're using the lever this, or it's like the one we've seen where too. It's like the helicopter on the thing where you spin this and it spins. So the speed here is way slower than the outer speed. It's physics, right? So it's like a guy with longer arms. The end of the arm is going so much faster. You did in that episode where you said if I'm the car going in a circle, the car in the inside lane is driving so much, having to go so much faster than the guy in the outside lane. Is that how you put it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Or like
That's the same thing.
If you go to if you go into a restaurant and it's a door that you push open, try pushing it close to the hinges.
There you go.
It's really freaking hard. If you push it next to the door where it says push, it's super easy.
Right.
Why?
So
because you have the leverage. You're farther out away from the point of origin, so it's easier to do.
But what he's asking us is, how do I push the door close to the hinge and knock it down? Mm-hmm. Because you said you're under 6 feet, so that's like pushing the door close to the hinge. And we're telling you have to put a ton of force on it.
You got to push the shit out of it.
2 times body weight.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I just think of it as two, like the small guys compared to big, long, lanky guys. It's like a trebuchet compared to a catapult. So like the trebuchet has this big, long lever that launches everything, and it can launch its projectile really far, whereas the catapult is on a quick, short movement, can't launch quite as far. So essentially, if you're a small little guy, you're a catapult that needs to load everything up and move it extremely fast if you're going to throw it as hard and as far as the trebuchet. So that's where the power to weight ratio really comes in.
Which sucks, right?
Yeah, it sucks, but like at the same time, like if you want to know anything about small guys throwing hard, like I research it. I love when small guys throw hard. So like Tim Lincecum, he's not a huge truck guy. Like I heard Bob talking about how they're built like linemen. Tim Lincecum's like a small dude, but
that's a good point.
He's a catapult that is
But
moving
6'2".
way faster.
But 6'2",
Yeah, okay.
6'2" wingspan.
We don't have to bring that part up, Brandon. But he's moving way faster than anybody you've ever met move. That's why it goes back to in spring training, in the vertical jump, in the speed and agility, the 60-yard dash. When he was throwing 100 miles per hour, he was beating everybody in the Giants camp, position players included. So until you can get on that level where you are
Tim
the
Lincecum,
best
you need to
athlete-
get your ass down here because this dude, it would pass out if you would actually train like a man and get back to throwing high 90s again.
I'd be starstruck a little for a second, but then I'd be like, damn, you're throwing like a girl now.
He's starstruck.
So if anyone knows Tim Lincecum, send his ass here because we're gonna fix his ass.
Yeah, but until you can go into a big league camp and be the best athlete in the camp, and you're like a small guy, then good luck throwing 100 at being small.
Cool.
Well, he raised a good point because I was talking about Craig Kimbrell, Fernando Rodney, saying, oh, you got to be built like a fullback to throw 100 if you're below 6 feet tall. That's obviously, he proved me wrong. Tim Lincecum was doing it. But he had world-class mobility, world-class elasticity and speed. So basically, you either have to be a world-class freak athlete bulldog like Craig Kimbrell or world-class freak athlete speed demon gymnast like Tim Lincecum. So, I mean, we can talk about how it's hard for a guy that's below 6 feet tall to throw 100. It's hard for guys that are above 6 feet tall to throw 100 too. There's few guys in the world that can do it. So you have to be world class in certain aspects.
And why we take the power road is because it's the easiest one to gain on, right? Because you're gaining in strength and then putting your speed on top of that, and you get power. If not, if you're just on speed, all you're trying to do is gain in speed, and that's very hard to gain in. Yes, you can gain in speed, but you can't gain as much as you can in hypertrophy and strength and volume. And then you stack your speed on top of it, and that's how we get power. So that's the way you look at it. Yeah, you could be a Tim Lincecum, but try developing that. That's pretty tough. Fernando Rodney, yeah, that's easier to develop because that's mass, that's size, that's power, right? So that's why we're saying that's you actually have a chance taking this road power to weight 2 times body weight, I believe, and then doing everything perfectly biomechanically to convert that. All right, good question. If you have a question, go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, ask your question, we'll answer on the show. See you on the next episode.